Hi, everyone, and welcome to Boots, your go to podcast for all things women's soccer.
Whoa, welcome.
Yay! It's been some time.
It has been some time. I was away in Wyoming for a while, and then, we have some things to catch up on, just in general. And right now, we're recording after the first games, the first game of the women's soccer Olympics. And so we have some thoughts and some predictions, and I'm sure we'll record maybe once it's done. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But we have some thoughts.
Excellent.
Yeah, we do. I could take good thoughts. Yeah, the games have been amazing so far.
They really, really have. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I've also been loving, of course. So as I said, I was driving to Wyoming. As I said, I was in Wyoming. I didn't say I was driving, but I did drive all the way to Wyoming and back. And I did do it by myself, which is around 20 hours to where I was going in Wyoming. And I did kind of break it up into 3 parts. But it's a lot of time by myself. So I was listening to a lot of podcasts. And so I listened to a lot of Sam Mewis, as one does. So anything I hadn't caught up on her podcast, I had listened to. So that was fun. And so I'm really, I just love her. And I've also been listening to her pre-games, her post-games, and just everything she has to say is my favorite.
Nice. Why were you in Wyoming? You going back home to see family?
I was going back home to see my family. I was going back home to see my grandparents and my brother. I was also going to a wedding. Shout out Danny and Cody, who got married. My brother was in the wedding, and my family was going. It was really, really nice. And then I was going to see a lot of friends. It was lovely.
Spent a lot of time on the lake. What I remember.
I did. I spent time on the lake. I did wakeboard because I had to prove I still had it, because last summer when I went to Wyoming, I couldn't wakeboard because this is a whole story in itself, which I won't tell right now, but I hurt my ankle. And so I couldn't wakeboard last summer, and I was really sad. And as you get older, you just have to prove you can still do it every summer, right? And so I was like, I can wakeboard and I can crush it, And so it's just in Wyoming, the lakes are freezing. They're so cold. And it's just not that fun to get into the lake to wakeboard. But I crushed it. It was like riding a bike. So that was fun. It was great.
Nice. I never knew Wyoming was so pretty. There you go. I like when you guys go home because I'm like, I know nothing about this state. So I'm like, oh, it's really pretty. Like, Trista, why are you in Texas?
Yeah, for many reasons, honestly. But the funny thing is that there's so many parts of Wyoming that are just really flat lands and there's not much to see. And then there's really like gorgeous pockets of Wyoming, I would say. And then another thing about Wyoming is it's really windy. I didn't even realize that there wasn't wind in other places until I was in other places without wind. I just thought that's how the world was. Because when you grow up with wind and excessive wind, you don't realize that it's not normal in other areas to not have wind. And so like in Houston, or like even when I had lived in Denver, Denver's way more windy than Houston. But in Denver, there'd be moments where it'd be like fairly breezy. And then everyone would be like, oh my gosh, it's so windy today. And I was like, what are you talking about? And that's one reason to be in Texas. It's just like
no wind.
Or to be in Houston. It's not windy. You don't realize how not fun wind is unless you're in it every day. But It is beautiful. It's fun to visit. The lake that I go to in Wyoming is absolutely beautiful. It's like a family place. So
Okay.
it was awesome to visit and see. What have you all been up to?
You go first, Katie. I want to hear what
Okay.
you've been up to.
What have I been up to? I went to see Kylie Minogue in London. She was excellent in Hyde Park, so it was outdoors, so it was really nice and lovely. I always loved
Okay.
going. I think I've seen her like 8 times now, so.
Okay, I am going to pause for a second. Although everyone should know who Kylie Minogue is, they might not. Can you explain more about who this artist is?
She is like a pop legend, but yeah, she's very popular in the UK, in Australia, and in Europe, way more than the US. Like, I'm always surprised where you guys are at on Kylie Minogue, but yeah, she's been around since the 80s. So, like, she was my first ever concert when I was 5. I went to see her and Jason Donovan. My mum got me tickets and had to sleep outside overnight to get tickets. Like,
stop.
Yeah, I know.
That's
dedicated.
Amazing. Isn't she Australian?
Yeah, she's from Australia. She was in like a TV show called Neighbours, and then that's how she started out, and then she came as like a pop legend. Like, she is massive here. I think she's like 56 now and still crushing it.
Wow. Love it. So how was the concert?
It was excellent. She played like all her bangers, like she has a couple of new songs, actually a song that's, I can't even remember the name of it because I am not really that into it, but I think it would be more popular in the US. I'm sure there's like a country guy she sings with. He was on the screen.
Is it Orville Peck? Did she do one with? Yeah, Orville Peck, right? Yeah.
There you go. There you go. See?
Yeah, I listened to that recently. I really liked it. Yeah.
So he was like on the screen. Oh, and someone else was there, BB Rexa. She's got a new song with BB Rexa and Tove Lo. They were both there. They came out and sang it with her.
Okay,
that was
that's
cool.
awesome.
I'll send you the video. I should have sold you. I should have sent that to you. But yeah, so I went to see her. Then I also went to see ABBA Voyage. Are you ABBA fans?
I like ABBA. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a record of ABBA. Yeah.
There you go. So it's like Sarah loves ABBA. It's in London. If you're in London and you like ABBA, you should go see it. It's all virtual reality, AI. Cool. It's not ABBA, but it looks like ABBA, and it's so good. It feels like it's ABBA.
Interesting. Tell us more about how that works.
It's just like you go in, it's like a concert venue, and there's like big screens up, and then all of a sudden, like, they make it look like a curtain goes up. There's loads of effects. There's these like lights that dangle down and they change different colors. There is a live band that like play the music, and they do have like backing singers, but it's ABBA singing, and they walk out on the stage and their clothes, because they're wearing like flares and stuff, right? Their clothes move as if it's them. It is so real. It's madness. And then like they dance and sing. It's nuts.
So cool.
That is wild. I've never heard of something like that.
Yeah, like I was like, will this be good? But it is amazing.
It sounds like the ball thing that's in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Where it's all like screens and like it's just like whole immersive like virtual reality kind of event.
I think they're going to do it, or they're talking about doing something very similar for Elvis with this.
Oh.
Which would be cool. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite ABBA song?
I don't know. Maybe Voulez-Vous. There you go.
Voulez-Vous. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Do
like
you have a favorite?
Midnight.
I always would say Man After Midnight's pretty good. Yeah. So, and then Friday night, just this Friday past, I was at a rave, and they raved up Man After Midnight. Actually, I'll send that to you. I didn't know you loved that. It's pretty cool. So that's what I've been up to. A lot of music.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any castles?
No castles. No. Just been out a lot, making use of the summer and the light nights. So we have light till like 11 p.m. So.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I wish that was my case.
It is.
I don't
dark
know.
for us.
At like 9, well, like 8, yeah, like 9ish. When I was in Amarillo, like passing through, stays lighter later there.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I didn't realize that.
The sun comes up at like 4:30 here in the morning.
Oh, I love
No way. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's
like
a
my
little wild.
dream.
Yeah, it's a little wild. So, but it'll change. It starts to get like ever so slowly darker again. But yeah, it's cool. I'll send you some pictures really late at night one night.
So is there a period of time where it's darker?
Yeah, so like in winter, so when the clocks change, and then when it gets to like November, December, January, like I can't remember what day is the longest day, but the sun goes down at 3:30 p.m. and it doesn't come up till 8:30 a.m.
Those are longer.
It's winter nights for us. Yeah, it's really dark. So you go to work generally and it's dark, and you come home and it's dark.
It's dark.
Yeah.
I think that
so it does mess with you a little.
Yeah, I think we should just like start changing work to like
the sunlight hours.
Yeah. Well,
that's it. Well, not all the sunlight hours, but like a percentage of sunlight hours. That's it.
Exactly. Like if it's dark outside, you should not be going to work. That's illegal.
I would love
that means maybe we're working more in the summer though.
Exactly, which is also
I know.
Which is also illegal.
I'd be working till 11 at night. I don't like
that. No.
Yeah, that's illegal too. So
yeah,
just working less.
We should. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but as a teacher, that would happen to me a lot, where I would be like, because I would either be going early or staying late, like just in general to plan or grade or whatever, and I would be starting my day and ending my day in the dark, and it's just so, I don't know, it just gets to your head, like gets to your mind. And I don't remember what the darkest month is. I don't know, but I always used to hate February, because I think it's just the dark used to just get to me after a while. And I was like, I hate you, February. I don't know why. Yeah.
You're the shortest month and I still don't like you at all. Oh
yeah. And it's just like I don't know. It's like nothing really happens in February. Like Valentine's Day is a scam. And and like there's still like so much winter left technically. I don't know. Like I'm like, February, sorry if you're born in February, but also Pisces are kind of, anyway.
My mom was born in February, and I'm pretty sure she takes offense to all of this. Yeah, totally.
Lizanne, do not listen to this episode.
Yeah, Sarah was born in February too, so.
No. Is Sarah Pisces?
But she's not. She's Capricorn, so.
Oh, thank God.
What's up with Pisces?
I know, I was going to say, the hate for the Pisces. They're
just like some fish. Yeah. They're fishy. They're fishy people. Like,
we're not going to talk about it, just in case.
I think we need to have a star sign episode. I'd love that to hear Trista's thoughts.
Oh, you know what we should do is we should look up some of our favorite players' star signs and talk about that. Yes. Or we should guess it, and then similarly to what we do with heights, and like at the end of the episode, we should guess it.
I love that.
And then see if we're right. Because I have no idea what any of them are. That would be really fun. Okay. Well, maybe we can do it today. I don't know.
Let's try it. We can try it. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Amazing.
Kylie, what you been up to?
Oh, not much. School's finishing up, which is great. I only have 2 weeks, so I'm excited about that. I was one of my best friends just got into the digital scholar program at Chevron and is going to MIT. So we've been having a couple going away parties for her.
Nice.
It's very sad that they're going away. But also, I think Houston's been sad that they're going away because it's been raining so much. So, yeah.
It's so cute,
But yeah,
Kylie.
so just been out. I'm very sad about it, but it's gonna be good. She's gonna crush
I'm
it.
very sad about it too, but also we're happy for her because she's
Yeah.
amazing and she's gonna crush it.
Yeah, 1000%.
How long will she be away? Like a year?
A year. She should be done next August.
You just need a countdown timer.
That's it, and it goes by fast. It's just a year.
Yeah, it is. It does go by fast.
Yeah.
It's only missing one performance review. That's it. Well, like 2, but so that's nice. I hate those. Those are like the worst things about working. I would say that's the reason I don't like working is because of performance reviews.
Oh, you should come work for me. I'll do your performance review. I just did them.
Yeah, it just got over with the season. They were due July 1st or something like that. Yeah. Do you guys share that like deep hatred for them, or is it just?
It really, I think, depends on who's doing it, right? Yeah. Like I now, like the person who does mine has changed, and like they're so easygoing, and they're just like it's like a conversation, and it's not like high stakes. It's not. And it's done differently for me than it is for y'all, but I don't hate them where I'm at now. I've been really, really stressed about things like that, like being reviewed in the past as a teacher, especially. So I think it really just depends.
Yeah. I think it depends on who's doing it.
And I think it depends on the stakes too, right? Like sometimes those things can be tied to bonuses or tied to raises or tied to like moving up or whatever the case is. And like in my case, those things aren't really like possible. They're not, those things aren't connected. So it's like low stakes. So it's not stressful, right? And like all of our raises are like kind of collective, and you know, it's like team based. It has nothing to do with like my personal performance necessarily, or like it does have something to do with my personal performance, but not done in my review. It's not like done in the same way. So, and like as a teacher, it's funny because that's not a thing, right? Like you don't get a bonus, you don't get a raise, like, but it's so stressful anyway. So I don't know. It's like when those things are connected to it too, like the stakes are higher. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you get more used to.
Yeah, you think, Katie?
Yeah. I used to be like Kylee.
Well, Kylie has done this. Kylie's done this for nearly a decade. Kylie, have you ever?
Call me out.
Oldie.
Kylie, so have I.
Yeah.
We're the same age.
Yeah, I know.
What I'm saying here, Kylie, is like also have you gotten used to it? I don't know. It could just be like something that does actually stress you out.
Yeah. I think I really don't like the typing of everything out. I don't really like it. That's really just it. Like I'm okay getting judged. If I just didn't have to submit all the paperwork for it, I think I'd be okay with that. But then that's not very kosher with like everything else that you have to do. Yeah.
Use Copilot.
Yeah, I definitely will be doing that when I go back, like to write all my goals and then performance stuff. Yeah.
You don't need to write loads though, right? It depends. I guess
I never did.
Depends. It depends who you get. Like
it does. It really does.
I don't want a lot. I don't want a lot. Just short, snappy. Tell me the value,
what you
right?
Did
yeah.
And why?
And why?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't need an essay, but some people write a heck of a lot. But you know what? They don't get read. There you go.
Yeah. No one's going to read those, right? Yeah.
I was going to say, if I were a manager, I would not want to read a lot. Like, you've already got a lot going on. You've already got a lot to do. I would appreciate if it was like short and concise. And also like you would know what your, like, you know what your staff is doing. Like, you know, you know what they've done. Like, you don't need a whole essay about it.
It's like what's important, right? So what are the big important outcomes? Not the amount of effort in my mind, right? Don't want to know about busy work. So, but people just like to write a lot, which is hard.
Yeah. I feel like also, you know, people just get stressed out about those things. They want to, and you got a lot of like perfectionists, overachievers, like those types of things. And I don't know, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. I get it. Those types of things have really stressed me out in the past, and I just now they don't, but I just because of my specific situation. But as a teacher, I like when I would go to meet with my principal, like it depended on the principal, it depended on how the evaluation went. It depended on like because like the principal comes in, they watch your lesson, and then like how did that specific lesson go? Like because it depends on the day, right? Like no, it's so stressful.
My aunt teaches out at a ranch school in Gillette, Wyoming. So she only has like a handful of kindergartners. She teaches kindergarten. And she taught my cousin. And when my cousin was in kindergarten, so her daughter, when the principal came in to evaluate her, my cousin decided she couldn't speak English anymore and like just started like talking just like in a random different language during like her evaluation day.
Oh man.
Like she's 5. She's not really like really knowing that this impacts anything, but it just like adds a stressful thing to your day because you're already teaching your daughter and like
and all of a sudden your daughter doesn't know how to talk.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, aren't you the teacher of your child? And why can't she say words?
I don't remember my like principals watching our classes, but I bet they probably did.
I think it's gotten more common that the principals are more present and like more observant, especially in the US. I have no idea. In other countries, education is done so differently. And so I don't really know like what that looks like for other teachers in other countries, in other areas, although I've done like a lot of research on it here and there, but it's poorly done here, I would say. But there's a lot of like, I don't know, like, there's a lot more presence, a lot more administrative presence in classrooms now. Anyway, so soccer's looking crazy. There's some trades. What do we think about like the trades that have happened? I mean, we're going to talk about the Olympics as well, but whoa.
Okay.
Like things have been
Lucy Bronze's trade video
all over the place. Yeah, what do we think about Lucy Bronze's trade video?
Her trade video was great. It had one of Charlie XCX's new songs on it. It was like so good. Von Dutch, I think. Is that what the name is?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's like it was awesome. Yeah, I loved it. And then I started listening to Von Dutch a lot too. Yeah.
How do you feel about her leaving Barcelona?
Sad and happy for her. Excited. Yeah, it makes sense. I hope they win the Champions League now. It would be so cool for her to be the only women's player to do it with 3 different teams.
That would be so cool.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, plus Barcelona's already like won a lot, so like you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like let somebody else do it. But don't let them. But like
no, don't let them. But like it'd be cool to see also Chelsea do it, although kind of sad to see them do it right after like Emma Hazlett leaves, but
they'll be a healthier team next year. I think that'll change kind of their prospects. Yeah.
And they'll still have Sam. And they're going to have a lot of strong players. Yeah.
He'll be back in full force, right?
Yeah. Like Millie Bright is just back, right? So
hopefully Kat Macario is fully healthy by then.
Yeah.
What about I can't say her name, but the one that left Barcelona to go to Arsenal? What's her name?
Mariona Caldente.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Exciting. Also, she's crushing it at the Olympics. I have so much to say about her, but
she's doing amazingly.
So she was one of the Spain players who sat out of the FIFA World Cup as like, I think part of like a protest towards kind of their administration.
Yeah, the
and stuff
coaching
like that.
staff. Yeah.
Yeah. And so excited that she's doing so well at the Olympics this year for her, but also excited to see her, what she can do at Arsenal. But I still am mad at Arsenal for what they did over all their trades and stuff. So like, I'm mad at Arsenal, but I'm happy for her. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Caldente is totally thriving in the Olympics. Like, at least that first game, she was like on fire. And I was just like, oh my God, Spain is such a powerhouse. Like, even without having her on the team in the World Cup, they were a powerhouse. Like, it's just amazing, like how good they are, truly. But anyway, talking about trades, we've got some players going over to the NWSL.
Oh, yes. Mackenzie.
Oh,
you go.
Oh, Mackenzie Arnold. Go for that one. You go with that one first.
Yes, Mackenzie. Portland Thorns.
An Aussie amazing. Like hub, typically.
We also have Courtney there. Vine.
Yes.
Courtney
North Carolina Courage.
Mm-hmm. So we've got 2 Aussies coming over.
A France player. I don't know how. I've tried practicing this.
We're gonna get it.
Delphine.
Oh. Yes. How do you say her last name? There's an R even.
Cascarino. I don't know.
Oh, nice. I think you crushed it.
Loved it.
Yeah.
So she's going to San Diego Wave, right?
And they need her. They need a goal scorer.
Wave is. They have like some really good players. So I'm just like, y'all should be like crushing it.
Well, they crushed it last year. They won the Shield last year. I don't know what's not clicking for them this year. They also just let go of their head coach, which seems a little short leashed, I guess, because they won last year. Something's not working this season, but like it seems too quick. But I don't know. What do you guys think there?
I don't know. I wonder if there's
drama.
Exactly. Drama? Like, I think there's got to be something that had happened behind the scenes that we, don't know about. And I think that happens all the time. Otherwise, I think that's really odd just because. And I also think it happens with coaches all the time. They just get let go and you're like, what the heck? Like, they've only been losing like half the season, or something like that. And then there's coaches that have been given like too much of a chance, and you're like, okay, they've been doing really poorly for a while and let's dump them up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just think it's so like odd how that goes sometimes. And I really do think it is more political, like behind the scenes more than anything. And that's probably what the case was here.
Yeah.
Spill the tea.
Let go of their general manager.
Yes. What did we feel about that?
No idea.
She seemed nice. We sat in like on a panel discussion and she seemed great, like, and had really good values, like discussed some awesome things that the team was doing. But then I was reading the comments, like I was trying to be Trista and be like an investigative.
Yeah.
You got to get in on the comments. The people know.
Yeah. And then people were like, long time coming and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I thought they were nice. But like also like Dash have been not doing well. Like, so maybe it makes sense. I'm not sure how much the general manager influences how well the team plays, but like they're in charge of like maybe putting in bids to get players. Is that right? And like managing money in those realms. So but I would say the people we've signed recently make sense, and it's just maybe not clicking as far as scoring goals. But I've been excited about all of our new players recently, so I don't know why. So.
Yeah, like I would agree. All of our recent players that we've gotten, like post Maria Sanchez, were all great signs. We're all good, like additions to our team. I mean, it's not like we've gotten completely blown out. We just don't. Oh wait, it's kind of like the same issue the US has sometimes. We just can't score. So, yeah.
You should have went for the girl that we just spoke about that went to San Diego Wave.
Yeah. I totally agree. I don't know if we had the money for her, though.
We probably don't have the money.
I think we did have an international spot open, and we signed someone recently, but yeah.
We don't have the money. Probably.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's otherwise sad. You would think you would have went for someone like that, but...
Because she played for Lyon and plays for France, and now transferred to San Diego Wave, which is just so cool. I can't wait to go to San Diego Wave.
Yeah. I know, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You could bring your Lyon jersey, Trista.
Oh my gosh, I will.
Yeah. Oh, you should.
I will. Okay, who else do we have?
What's going on at Man United?
Oh, I'm just so mad at them, really.
Right? So, like, for folks that don't know, they had a new investor. I think he's a total dick.
Hot take.
Because there's been, between my, like, football club, Newcastle United, they stole our sporting director. So yeah, there's been a bit of a war over, like, we put him on gardening leave for since February, and they only just resolved it now, so he's not been working.
Katy, what's gardening leave?
So gardening leave is when, like, you say you intend to leave, and it's too damaging for you to be at the place of work, so you basically are paid, but you're told not to come into work. That's like a UK thing. So, like, it can happen, like, at companies too. I'd always want to go on gardening leave. Put me on gardening leave. I'm not special enough, though, right? You know, you get poached away to some other company and they're like, you're too dangerous to be, like, in the UK, we generally work a 3-month notice. So they would just be like, we'll put you on gardening leave, don't come in, and you get paid for 3 months.
You just get 3 months? Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Oh my gosh, I would love for that to happen to me.
Top dogs, right? Yeah, like, if you know too much and it's like, we don't want you here, or, like, involved, or if you have too much power, do you know what I mean? Like, they might put you on gardening leave and say, don't bother. So he's put on gardening leave, and then this new guy, Man United, here, this tells you the character of him, right? So Man United women's team have been doing great. And then even last season, he decided to go to the men's game, just a regular men's league game, instead of turning up for Man United first ever FA Cup final, which they won. That tells you everything.
Yes.
That tells you everything. And so then in the news, it was reported recently, like, there's been a couple of big names not signed contracts, right? So, like, Mary Earps was holding out. Katy Zellum, who's the captain. Someone else, but I can't remember. There was a lot of rumor around Nikita Paris, but it looks like she's signed to stay.
What's her name? She's a Spanish player.
Spanish.
She's leaving also. Yeah.
I can't remember. But so another great Spanish player left. And then it turns out this season, like, Man United men's team, they're, like, upgrading their facilities or something. So instead of putting them in porta cabins or whatnot, temporary, they've moved the women's team out of their new multi-million-pound training facility so that the men can train there and the women have to move. And so I just think it's such bad taste. But do you know what? The men should just not have done it. Like, the Danish men's team refused a pay rise because the women's Danish team didn't get it, right? It's like...
Totally agree.
So...
Yep.
That's all the stuff that's been happening in Man United, so... Boo to Man United.
Boo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did you all see Neymar's comments recently?
No.
He said something so... this is so random, sorry. Let me look it up so that I say the
I am intrigued.
Thing.
Yes, okay, if you're going to quote.
Yeah,
right.
We're going to get sued for defamation and we just do it.
Yeah, I know. Our 50 listeners, one of them is going to get so mad. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, hold on. So he was talking about, he said the most ridiculous thing, and I had so many thoughts on it. And I would love to hear yours. He said, I'm not a Neymar fan particularly. Okay. I do think he's a good soccer player. So he says,
Yes.
Africa doesn't win the World Cup because the African players play for Europe. This is the difference with us, Brazil. No matter where we are trained, we prefer to defend our country's jersey. This is why we won 5 World Cups. African footballers must be proud to defend their country no matter where they are trained. I find African footballers change a lot of nationality choosing to play for European countries, and that's what disadvantages Africa to win the World Cup. Look at Etio Drogba, and then he names a couple African players. They all left their mark in football while playing for their original paths. Other Africans should take this inspiration, and I am sure Africa will win the World Cup. Couple thoughts. Africa is not a country.
Yeah.
Continent.
So it can't really be compared to Brazil. There's a lot of countries that there. Secondly, he isn't Brazil maybe 5% of the time. He has benefited off of Europeans his entire career. He's also never won the World Cup.
No,
with
right?
Brazil.
Okay. Yeah.
Ever.
Okay.
He has not. So anyway, I was just
And I'm pretty sure, and I'm just going to Google this, I'm pretty sure, like you said, he's pretty much spent his whole playing career in European
he has.
countries.
And now he's playing for Saudi Arabia, I believe.
I was kind of wondering, what is the professional league in Brazil? I don't know what that is either.
I don't know, but it's not like he's making it better.
Yeah.
It's not like he's over there promoting it and growing it and making Brazil's professional league stronger.
Right.
And
yeah. And I mean, he had a lot of tax evasion stuff in Barcelona. Yeah. Great guy.
Which is hilarious because he gets paid millions and millions and millions. So it's okay.
Yeah.
So I don't love that.
No.
That's a weird comment. Also, what prompted that whole speech?
I'm unsure, to be honest with you. I also just think it's kind of rooted in racism, to be honest. What is it? I'm not really sure. It was on a podcast that he said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What kind of question prompts that? That weird response.
To be honest with you, he probably just said it.
Went for it. Yeah. It's
just
this is something you've been thinking about for a while and what in the world? Yeah.
I don't know. I am just so confused because referring to, and he also refers to Africa as if it's its own country specifically, which is hilarious because there's so many different countries in Africa. It cannot be compared to Brazil. And also he has benefited off Europe more than any other, or just as much as any other footballer. And so I'm why wouldn't other players do the same? And you play with Brazil maybe 5% of the year, maybe. And you've also never won a World Cup with Brazil. So those are my hot takes. And when I read that, I was just Neymar, that was in such poor taste to have said that.
Yeah. And they were a much more successful team before he started playing for Brazil, right? They've not been as successful the last 10, 15 years. So it's kind of funny he's going through history, right? And talking about Brazil's history, which he's not really been a part of. So
no,
strange.
He has not. Yeah, really, really, really strange. Yeah. So anyway, I was just sorry, random tangent, but I was what? When I read that, it's you ridiculous man.
Well, we were talking about ridiculousness, in football,
yeah, that's
tenuous
so
link.
That's so true.
Nice job, Katy. Yeah.
Okay, so as we're recording this podcast, it's also a Sunday. We're recording it before the second round of games of the Olympics for the women, obviously. And So we should talk about the first round of games. Obviously there's Canada Gate, and it just, or I'm sorry, Drone Gate from Canada,
Drone Gate.
and it just came out that they've lost 6 points.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't get that. Like, where are these points at?
So I think it means in the tournament.
Yeah, so they've been, they're on -3. They won their first, right? I'm just looking.
So now they're at 0?
No, they're at -3. They're at -6 plus 3 is -3, so now they're -3. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So it's
that's a huge penalty. That's a huge penalty in the group stage, trying to get out of this group stage.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
what people were saying in the comments. They were like, it made more sense to be -3, but -6 is massive. It's just like really harsh.
It's harsh on the team because
it wasn't on them.
Yeah,
the players didn't choose to do this drone thing. Like, it's the admin people that did it, and they impacted this whole team that won gold last year. Like,
I feel so bad for the players, and we're such big fans and best friends, just kidding, with these players. So
and best friends,
Oh, of course. I was like, for a minute there, I was like, the US like Canada, but no, of course, like you guys met so many of them, right?
Personally,
yes. Yeah, you meant like your actual personal links. Of course, I forgot about
that. We watched them play in CONCACAF, and
you have a flag signed.
Pictures
we do,
with them, and we have a whole story with the Canadian team, like in previous podcasts. Anyway, we love them. So it's just like, I feel so bad for the Canadian players, and they're all like amazing players, and they don't deserve this. And Sinclair came out with a statement as well, and what she said, she was just kind of like, saying like, we're not cheaters as players, and like, this is like really disappointing and things like that. And also, like, I really liked that Bev, that coach, and so the fact that this is like a thing is really sad. I'm just like, what the heck?
I feel like a little bit betrayed by this person.
Like, people are gonna see a drone these days, right? Like, I don't know.
But apparently they've been doing it for a while. It's really confusing. I don't also get that part
apparently either. It has dated back to like 2020 too. It's like connected to those Olympics as well, which is so wild. And also, like, I was in the comments or watching something on TikTok where like somebody had said that they were trying to get hired with the Canadian coaching staff, and they weren't able to get hired because they refused to like run a drone or something like that. Like this is so deep, actually, and I'm wondering like where this is going to go and what's going to come out about it, and how true that even is. I don't know, like, but it's I think it's bad. It's gonna be bad.
Like, I like the head coach too, but like at this point, this is almost pointing to like a culture thing. Like, you're almost like expected to cheat, or like you have these expectations for your employees to where you want any advantage, and like they've relied on this drone footage for this advantage, and that's bad. That's like a terrible like culture to have. Like, you should be doing these things. It's just
not good.
Exactly. It's a culture, like Kylie had said, and it's also like, how do you think you're gonna get away with that? Like, how do you think you're going to get away? Just as Katy said, how do you think you're going to get away with the drone? People are going to see a drone. And also, like, why would you risk it? Why would you risk that?
Wasn't there a drone thing at the World Cup for the women?
I'm trying to like,
there was something about a drone, but it, like, nothing came of it.
Maybe it was Canada.
I need to look at that.
Oh my gosh. Okay. As we research this, that was wild. So, and it's also funny because Canada got caught doing it over New Zealand's practice, which means they're probably doing it over like everyone's practice, right?
Everyone's.
Which is just wild. And as a player, I'm sure you just feel so betrayed. Like, you're just like, my coaches are doing this. They're ruining this for me. They're making this, like, my gold medal that I earned feel less, like worthy of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like so unfortunate. And my heart goes out to my best friends. I feel so bad.
Yeah, like even one of the retired goalkeepers came out with a statement saying like for Canada, saying they didn't rely on drone footage. They like relied on like practicing and memorizing what goalkeepers do before big games, where
regular
people kick the ball and
training,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, like never relied on drone footage, and like it's so sad that they have to defend the integrity of their past success, and so
100%. And also, like, I just believe the players.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they've never seen drone footage, and we're like a part of that.
Or like, I'm not sure they've never seen drone footage, but I'm sure that they didn't maybe know that they were watching drone footage at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like, I do feel for them, but it's like, did they ever, when they're practicing defending set pieces, give them specifics
information?
Stuff
like that, that they wouldn't know that came. Hey, they're practicing this way, so we're gonna, I imagine they wouldn't know, right? And so I just feel sorry because that's where it all comes into question, right? Like,
yeah, or even like, hey, because they won a lot of their, like 2020s Olympics off of like PKs, and I think they won 2 games off of penalty kicks, like at the end of the games, and they won in penalty kicks to get the gold. So if that's the case, and there was drone footage for that, it's like, oh, okay, well, the goalkeeper always dives this way, and they could, like, you would just trust that the coach just knows this information, but you wouldn't think that they got it by cheating. You know what I mean? Or like, oh my gosh, this player always kicks it this way, goalkeeper dive this way. Like, you just assume they get this information from previous film or whatever. You don't assume they got this information from yesterday's drone footage, right? Like,
yeah,
that's I would never assume that, but I would trust what my coach is saying and like do those things anyway. So yeah, that's kind of where that is. Okay,
so here's a quick one. I just wanted to you talking about penalty kicks. What do you think of goalkeepers having on their water bottle the opposite player in the general direction that they put their their penalty kick? Do you think that's cheating or not?
No.
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think it's just like
it's analysis, but I'm just like, yeah, why do you need to do that? Just go and try to save the pen.
I don't know. I would.
In my mind, why do they need a reminder, right? Like, because it's kind of like, and it's fine. Like, some do it, some don't. But I just think I wouldn't do it because I don't feel like when I would save it, I don't think it would be such a great save. Because I'm like,
I feel like you still have to perform everything completely correct to get the save.
And you do, and they can change their direction, right? But
it's a moment thing, yeah.
But if you got it and they always, like, they followed through with how they always place it, I was like, eh.
Well, I think that, like, you're going to study that anyway. Like, even regardless of the water bottle.
But then it's remembering it, right?
Anyway.
Like, you just got to memorize it, right? It's just the fact there's in a water bottle and they're looking it right before.
Yeah. Like, I hear you.
Do you need to?
I hear you.
It kind of reminds me of, like, kind of plays and softball and stuff like that, and like having things written down to make sure like, oh, this is what like these mean and stuff like that, but that's for your own team. But then sometimes I remember trying to steal signs and like take them from the other team and stuff like that. So yeah Like, if they're not good at what they're like signaling, and if I can remember when the coach does this, they're gonna bunt. Like, I'm gonna use that.
Wasn't there like an Astros thing about stealing signs? Anyway,
okay, there's
I'm not
just
going to go to
crazier though. There's just like, yeah, there's just like setting up a camera from center field to watch like what the catcher signals to the pitcher for like understanding what pitch is gonna happen. Like that was yeah. Oh yeah, it was a huge issue.
Their first World Series is kind of like a
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I digressed there.
Good.
So who are you guys watching today? Who are you going to watch?
Oh, today, everybody. No, but we gotta go. We gotta go back to the first goal of the Olympics. Amazing.
Okay, sorry, first goal. I've missed all the games, by the way. I've been I had someone visit. I had to take them out on Thursday night, so I missed it. So you can catch me up. What was the first goal? I don't even know.
Okay, it was amazing. It was a free kick from Japan. So Japan scored the first goal. For Japan, obviously, against Spain. Ooh. So you're just like, wow, this was my most looked forward to game probably almost of all the Olympics, because Japan are the most recent team to have beaten Spain in any kind of competitive match. So that was they won pretty well, 5-1 at the opening game of the Women's World Cup last year. But okay, so the Japan player had this amazing free kick, top right bin, that couldn't be stopped. It was beautiful. And
gorgeous.
Then just minutes, 1 minute later, New Zealand scored against Canada. So we had the underdog scoring first just to start off the Olympics. So you're like, yes, this is it. No game is any kind of lock-in or anything like that. No game is going to be a walk in the park for any team. It can happen for each team. It was so cool.
Nobody's safe.
Yeah. So that was really cool to see. But then Spain ended up winning 2-1 against Japan. You had Aitana score and then Mariana Caldente score. Aitana had an amazing assist. That was just a beautiful goal for their second goal. Canada went on to win 2-1 as well. I didn't watch their goals as much because that TV was farther away. But I have the pool room that's right here, and then our normal room here, and we have a TV in the pool room, and a TV over here, and so we have both games going. Yeah.
Nice.
And then I missed the noon games, or the middle day games. Trista, that was Germany, Australia, and then Brazil, Nigeria, right?
Yeah. Yes, I did miss Brazil and Nigeria because I was only watching one game. I did watch Germany, Australia because they're in the US group. And Germany completely dominated. It was wild. They were so strong as a team. I expected it to be a little bit more even, but Germany was strong. They scored 2 goals off of headers. That were, I think, both from corners, or one was a corner, one was maybe I think they were both from corners, and then the other one was just was a great goal later on. But Australia was just kind of playing, I don't know, they were just trying to put out fires. They were just chasing and putting out fires, and Germany was fast. Their players are so fast. They played so well together, and they controlled the game. They dominated. They were physical. They were strong. And so I'm a little bit nervous about our game today versus the US. I think it was great that the US started off winning against Zambia, because that gives us a little bit of confidence going into this game. But also I'm a little bit nervous because Zambia and Germany, I think, are on a little bit different of levels in terms of what they bring to the game, to competition, to games, and just what we need to be prepared for. So I think Zambia is a really strong team. I just think like offensively, we were able to shut down Zambia a little bit better, but also they were really dangerous in certain moments because they have two of the best forwards in the world, arguably like some of the best forwards in the world, and so and they're fast, right? And our defense did. I mean, they didn't have any good looks necessarily, but they were dangerous, and so
Yeah, like if Zambia had more organized play, like I think
they could have ripped you open.
I think so, because they're so fast. Barbara Banda is so good, just like getting up the field, and then you've got Rachel Kundananchi, like that also can just like kick it from anywhere and like get up there. But like the only people that were able to get forward were like was Barbara Banda. Like there was no extra player to have to worry about. Yeah.
That'll be a good game. That's the game I'm going to watch tonight.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be an amazing game. I'm looking forward to it so much. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. We also have Shaw, who's not going to be able to play in today's game. She's out again.
Is that true?
So,
Croy's gonna get in.
I think so. I haven't been announced yet, or I haven't seen it yet. But I think Croy Bethune is going to be, because Shaw was out for the first game with some sort of injury, and Croy Bethune was pulled as an alternate. And I am a big Croy Bethune fan, so I was really hoping she was going to go in against Zambia, because I think that would have been a great opportunity to see what she can do on the big stage. But she was never put in, so I was kind of disappointed. So maybe we'll see her today. I am not as hopeful, but I'm sure that she will be the alternate that goes in again for Shaw. But Sophia Smith was injured and pulled out earlier in the Zambia game, and she's cleared. She's going back in, or she'll be cleared for the game today. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
So that's good because she was a good playmaker.
Not just playmaker, she was involved in all 3 goals.
Yes.
All 3 goals. Like Sophie almost started, I would say, like she had this amazing pass to Haran, who then passed it over to Trin, I think. To score that nasty first goal. Trin spin, it was amazing. And then
beautiful.
Passed it, I think, to Haran again for Mal, I think. Is that right? And then Mal had that first goal, and then had the assist for Mal's second goal. Like Sophia was involved in all of the goals.
And it really was amazing because when Sophia went out, we didn't see as much going on, and we had 11 versus 10 because Zambia had a player down. So I would have expected us to get more goals. But yeah, like once Sophia was off the field, we had opportunities. I just think it would have been really nice to capitalize on those and then like start off the tournament with like a seven goals type of show. And I think it was possible. So
3 is good.
3 is good.
3 is good still, yeah.
I think it would have been possible to at least get like 5 in that game. So, but it's fine.
Totally agree.
It's fine. Yeah. And I think it would have helped with goal differential, especially. I think that would have been like a smart move to try to get as many goals as possible. Not that they didn't try, but it's fine. I am nervous about Germany today, especially after watching them against Australia. They looked so strong. They were so good.
Australia also looked so flat-footed. They didn't show up. It's so sad.
I feel like with the players they have, I didn't see it, but I was shocked they got thrashed 3-0. I'm wondering if it's Tony, like Tony needs to go, like can he get these players to work? I don't know.
We'll see how they do today against Zambia.
Yeah, they've got to win that today. I was going to say, you guys like need a draw. A draw's good. A win would be amazing. You really just need a draw. I think you'll beat Australia. Unless they get it together, hopefully. It could be hard, right? But
I mean, hopefully anything could happen, honestly. Like we've seen the US lose in the start of a tournament and then come back and get into the group stage, like in the World Cup.
Most teams start slow, that. Right?
Yeah, we've seen that. Well, and just like anything can happen with world-class teams. So I just think you got to bring your all every single game. And I think they're going to really have to bring it today against Germany too. And I think they're going to have to bring it against Australia. I think Australia just had a rough start. But
Rusty.
I think but they're also going to come out hard against the US, especially if it's going to be, not a guarantee for them to make it past the group stage.
Yeah.
Then Australia's going to be like, oh, and that puts a little fire under your butt to try to like win that game too. And that adds a little bit more, a little bit more competitiveness, a little bit more to the game when you have that on the line. We'll see. It's going to be interesting.
I think the only game we haven't talked about yet now is the France versus Colombia game.
Yeah, and they were like 3-0 up, right?
3-0. Second half, Colombia was able to claw back to 2, so that goal differential was only 1 there. And they lost. I mean,
that was a good recovery though, because I thought at one point I was like, "Whoa, were Colombia going to come back and get a draw?" I was really surprised.
There was like a little So there've been a lot of fouls or maybe some cards that I don't agree with. And so there was a red card given to Myra Ramirez that I think was too.
I did see that she got sent off.
I don't think it warranted a red card, and I was trying to speculate maybe it was like her second yellow, but I don't think it was, because it was never like you have to like then show them the yellow and then you show the red, right? Like it was just straight red, and like I don't know. I know Colombia is an aggressive team, and they're pretty feisty. And I remember when the U.S. played them, I don't know, recently, and it was like this almost cat fight half the time when trying to get some ball back and stuff like that. It was crazy. And so maybe that's part of their mental game probably too. It's like make you so frustrated.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that was a good red card representative. But other than that, it was amazing that Colombia was able to come back. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think that's so crazy because Colombia is playing, in the home country opening game
against France. Yeah.
So the vibe in the stadium is probably insane.
Yeah.
And so to be able to mentally come back in the second half after being down 3-0 is probably wild, because the vibe in the stadium is all, like French supporters, and it was probably crazy. It was probably crazy in the stands. So that's, I think, just really impressive in general. And I'm excited to see Colombia continue. And I always love watching that team just because they're so scrappy. And they are so they just have so much drive, and they're kind of sassy. And I think they're always fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. They're a good team to watch.
Yeah.
Surprising, I think. They're always surprising in my mind.
Always.
I find them hard to predict.
Always.
Yeah.
They are, always hard to predict.
That's why you would want drone footage playing them.
Yeah.
If I were to get drone footage of any team, who would it be?
Just Colombia.
Colombia.
I would maybe try it. If you were going to even to try to get it for Spain, it's like, nah, that's not even going to do anything, right? We're so good.
So I was listening, obviously, to Sam Ewis. Who doesn't? She previewed the game today, USA versus Germany, with Georgia Stanway. It's a great episode because Georgia plays for Bayern Munich, but she's a England national team player. And it was great banter back and forth previewing the Germany game. But Sam and her were talking about how to beat Spain. And Georgia was like, it's so frustrating because you know exactly what they're going to do. They're not changing their tactics. It's just it's so frustrating because you know what you need to do, but you don't know, but it's just a matter of doing it well or better than them. And you never do. Spain are just so collectively organized and one mind, one brain, that like it's so hard to beat them. Yeah. But like they don't do the surprising things.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that take.
Yeah.
And they don't ever seem to change tact, even if they go a goal down, right?
Exactly. Like even against Japan,
they don't seem to have a plan. Like they don't need a different plan. And I find that like there's even on the men's side, they're just so gung ho. And I think that's why they play so well, and they do it so well, is because that's all they do, all the time. It's all they practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they believe in it, right? They just believe in it.
Because it works. And also it's like they play as if they all share a brain. And that's like what they practice, and it's like they all know exactly what they're going to do before they get the ball, first of all, and then like also where the next person's going to be at all times. And they make these like short passes, like quick passes, one touch like plays, and they're so fast, not just fast running, they're fast with their plays. And I think that's like why they're so effective. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like how do you emulate that? How do you do that? Like, I don't know how can you get that on other teams? Like, how can you do that? You know, they're so impressive in that way.
Yeah, I think in one of Lucy Bronze's interview, she's like, yeah, it's kind of fun when she was talking about how playing in Barcelona was, and she was like, yeah, we don't really worry, or like comparing England versus like Spanish football. England, you're very defense focused, not wanting to let any goal get in the back of the net against you, and then work that way. And then she's like, in Barcelona, it's like we don't really care if someone scores on us because we know we'll score like 10 more than them or something like that. We'll score. Yeah. We're going to score this game. We're going to score multiple times.
We just score more than you, right? Like that's it.
What's beautiful about Spain and Spanish goals, and what I love about watching it, is they're not always bangers, right? It's always finesse. It's always like placement. It's always like collectively working together and then just like pocketing it somewhere in the net. And sometimes you see these insane goals, like these like banger goals, right? Because also you've got some world-class, amazing, phenomenal players that can just like hit that ball like harder than, you know, anybody else anyway. But that's just how they work, you know? So you also just, as a goalkeeper, as a defender, you're just like, they go tick, 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 boop, in the net. And it's like, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. It's hard to defend.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
we've got quite a lot of games to watch today. Yeah.
Okay, so let's pick a player. What do we think their zodiac sign is? Well, let's pick two.
Ooh. Okay. You go first. Who's your player that we have to guess?
Trinity Rodman. I do have a guess.
Gemini.
I think she might be too.
She Gemini? Okay.
Okay, me and Trista are in sync.
I think she might be too, or I think she might be a Taurus. I think she might be my sign.
I was going to say Taurus.
Was it her birthday recently?
I don't know.
I think it might have been. Yeah, I think it was sometime recently. Actually, now that I'm remembering Instagram. Yeah, so I think she's a Gemini or a Taurus. But I think she's a Taurus. I think she's an earth sign because she's just like
May
laid
20th.
back. She's chill. Oh, wait, what's that? I think she's a Taurus.
Isn't that Taurus? You're a Taurus.
Yeah.
There's this really good Remy Wolf song that's called Toro. It's one of my favorite songs. So every time we say Taurus, it's like Toro, Toro. So.
Ooh.
Wait.
What is she?
I don't know. I didn't look.
I'm looking.
I looked up the one I was going to pick for you.
Oh, Taurus. Okay.
She's a Taurus?
She's a Taurus. I do think that I subconsciously cheated because I think I do remember that she's a Taurus because I think I remember remembering that in my brain. So sorry. I think I might have cheated. Anyway, Katie, what What is your player?
You need to guess. I've looked, so I can't guess. Sorry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have looked. Danielle Van de Donk, of course.
I knew you were going to pick that.
You found me in their comments, right? You liked a comment I put on hers. And I was like, wow, she's really in her comments. That's hilarious.
You know I'm in the comments. I knew you were going to see that too. And I was like, this is so funny. I'm like trolling Katy so hard right now.
I loved it. It really made me laugh.
Okay, I think she is
Aries. I don't know what an Aries is. Is that the balance beam one?
No, that's like the ram.
That's a Libra.
I'm an Aries.
I think Danielle Van de Donk is a Libra.
Ooh,
I think that's a good guess, Kylie. I think she actually could be an Aries. I'm gonna guess I think I'm gonna guess Sagittarius.
She is a Leo.
Her birthday's coming up.
Oh.
5th of August.
There are so many birthdays in August. It's ridiculous, and it's not special, and that's not good for Leos.
Yeah, there's too many.
There's so many Leos. Okay, well, we're not. Okay, Kylie, pick a player before we have to end our episode.
Yeah, because we got to go watch
Quickly,
the game.
yeah, you got to get a watch game.
Sam Kerr.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Aries.
I think that's a good guess. I really do.
Okay, you guys, one more guess.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna guess Virgo.
And you are the winner.
Ooh, she's a Virgo.
She's a Virgo.
She's a Virgo? Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're good at this, Trista.
I'm good at this.
Told you you'd be good at this. You're into your signs.
I love this stuff. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so I am also practicing my tarot readings and also getting into palm reading. So maybe what I should do is start doing lives on TikTok, like those people do, and then make money off of it.
I think you'll be able to. I think you'll crush it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, everybody needs to tune in to the rest of the Olympics. Obviously, cheering on our ladies, especially our lady footballers. And we will catch you next time. Thank you for listening to Boots, your go-to women's soccer podcast for us, for all the things. And we'll catch you next time. Woo!
Yeah. Woo. Bow, bow, bow.